Welcome to Stock Story Short. This is the story of TransMedics, a medical technology company that makes an organ care system for transplant centers and hospitals. The company that revolutionized the transplant industry and is on the way to become the standard of care in the US and soon around the globe. TransMedics was founded back in 1998 by Dr. Walid Hassanin, who still serves as the CEO and holds around 3.7% of the company, worth approximately $80 million. Before launching TransMedics, Hassanin served as a cardiothoracic surgery research fellow at the West Roxbury VA Medical Center in Boston, while working on a paper on ex vivo heart perfusion for transplantation, which was recognized by the American Association for Thoracic Surgery in 1998. Hassanin found an unmet need for better and more effective organ transplant therapy that would later lead to the creation of an entirely new living organ preservation field for transplantation. Human organs could now be kept alive and functioning, heart beating, lung breathing, liver producing bile, in a warm state outside of the human body in a specially designed device, which Hassanin called the organ care system. Before this groundbreaking innovation, static cold storage was primarily used to preserve organs for transplants. Once the transplant center acquired the donor organ, it was simply placed in a plastic bag on top of the ice and transported back to the recipient hospital in the igloo cooler. However, preserving the donor organs using static cold storage leads to several challenges. First, cold storage causes ischemia, a time-dependent injury from lack of oxygen to organs. This injury is linked to post-transplant complications, which limits organ obtaining and transplant time, distance possible between donor and recipient, and utilization, resulting in fewer annual transplant procedures. Second, cold storage does not allow for any therapeutic interventions to optimize the condition of the donor organs, further limiting the utilization of available donor organs for transplantation, as well as possibly negatively impacting post-transplant outcome. Finally, during cold storage, the donor organs are neither physiologically active nor functioning. This does not allow for the evaluation of the organ's suitability and safety for transplantation, also limiting the utilization of available donor organ. The utilization problem is perhaps why TransMedics was created in the first place. More than 25 years later, this problem still persists. In 2022, there were approximately 15,000 donors in the US, but only 2,600 lungs, 4,100 hearts, and 9,500 livers were used for transplants. The vast majority of that donor pool went unutilized. So TransMedics developed the organ care system to solve this problem while aiming to replace the decades-old standard of care in the form of cold storage. The first organ care system was designed for heart transplant and became available in Europe in 2007. However, it took 11 years for TransMedics to get its first FDA approval in the US. In April 2018, the company was cleared to commercially sell organ care system for lungs. During that long period, the company has developed the largest number of clinical trials and FDA-level evidence, which resulted in 5 PMA approvals from 2018 to 2022. TransMedics went public immediately after making the OSES lung system commercially available in the US. The company began trading on NASDAQ on May 2, 2019, at $20.25 per share before closing at $22.36, up 39% from the $16 IPO price. TransMedics raised approximately $104.7 million in its initial public offering. Today, the company has 3 FDA-approved commercial products for lungs, heart, and liver. It is the only FDA-approved portable technology and FDA-approved multi-organ platform, allowing TransMedics to address several segments within the organ transplantation market. Using its technology, TransMedics was able to dramatically increase utilization among all 3 segments. Lung utilization grew from low 20% to 87%. Donor liver utilization increased by 2 times, and heart utilization increased from 28% to 81%, including for a new segment of donors called donor after cardiac death. The utilization for this type of donors moved from 0% to 89%, Just 3 years ago, there was no way in the US to transplant a heart that stopped beating for 30-40 minutes. The company took a step further and, in early 2022, launched a new business model called the National OCES Program NOP, where TransMedics manages the entire process of organ transplant therapy from donor to recipient, including surgical procurement, technology management, and logistics. The launch of NOP was a major breakthrough for the company. Most hospitals refuse to invest in buying the organ care system due to its high cost and complexity associated with training and engaging their staff to operate it. The latter negatively impacted the hospital's efficiency as they needed to dispatch transplant teams to procure organs, further increasing the costs. By removing these barriers, TransMedics helps better manage hospital resources and significantly accelerating the adoption of its technology. TransMedics now operates a team of on-staff surgeons and perfusionists in 16 cities nationwide who can procure and deliver donor organs to recipient hospitals within the fastest timeframes in the industry. Its 15 hubs across the country give the company the maximum coverage, allowing it to reach any donor within just a 2-hour flight. Since the launch of the program, which now accounts for 90% of total revenue, the company has seen tremendous growth. The growth curve over the past 6 quarters is simply incredible. Furthermore, management was beating and raising guidance every quarter, projecting to double the revenue in 2023. The stock price has followed, appreciating more than 200% from the start of 2022, reaching 350% at some point in 2023. It slightly cooled off after the company announced the acquisition of Summit Aviation, a US charter flight operator, in August 2023. Many investors and analysts became concerned about TransMedics now owning an aircraft fleet, which will eat up its margins since it is expensive to own and operate the airplanes. However, this will allow the company to build the first and only logistics network for organ transplantation, something that no other competitor has or will have in the foreseeable future, further cementing its competitive advantage. Organ transplantation is a vital field of medicine and represents the most cost-effective treatment for costly organ failure diseases. TransMedics has completely transformed this industry in the past several years, and the company is on its way to becoming the standard of care in the US and soon in other countries around the world. Yet TransMedics is still in the early stage of its long-term growth. The CEO wants to do 10,000 transplants a year 5 years from today, which will bring the company to over $1 billion in revenue from just $93.5 million in 2022. That is a lot of growth ahead. If you enjoyed this story, please like the video and subscribe to our channel for more stories about public companies